Hello and welcome to another episode of Skelly. In this episode, we're going to be working on the UI, getting this new panel in. We're going to be adding a couple new buttons and throw Skelly into the mix. And most importantly, we're going to be working on damage numbers so that when we click the slime, we're going to see this damage number pop up. First things first, we're going to go into our assets folder and we're going to bring in some new stuff, explore screen UI and Skelly numbers. So let's go to expand this maybe, make sure we see where the file is, and then let's throw this in to update that file. Also, we can go into the Explore screen, or actually let's create a new folder here. We're going to do folder, we're going to call it fonts, hit OK, and maybe I'll rename it with a capital just to keep it consistent. And inside fonts, we're going to throw in this Skelly numbers PNG. And so now inside the Explore screen, we've got this new UI PNG. And with that, we're going to create a couple new panels. So I'm going to go click Explore screen up top, hit Control A, and I'm going to type in texture rect. And from here, I'm going to call this status panel. And right here, I'm going to do an atlas texture. Click this, and I'm going to throw in the new Explore screen UI into the atlas. Edit region, and we can see some of the good stuff here, right? We got a couple new buttons, a new panel, and we finally see our protagonist, Skelly. He was looking a little scary, so I had to give him a little blush, but look at him. He's ready to take on the world, yeah? So let's grab this panel right here, and let's make sure we grab exactly the pixels that we need. One more over. The bottom looks pretty good. The right side looks good as well, so let's close this. And now we've got it in, but we have to make sure that the stretch mode is on keep. Okay, so that looks good. I'm just gonna bring this over and maybe throw it in like right about here or so using Alt as I drag it around to make sure I'm only dragging this object. And just so we don't forget, I'm going to throw this label HP and I'm going to bring him all the way down so that it lands on top of it. And also, let's see, in terms of overlay, I probably want the overlay to be sitting on top of this panel. This one's up to you guys, but I'm going to bring it down so that it's cutting off the panel a little bit. And now let's add some buttons to the left side as well. Alright, so next we're going to create a couple buttons right here. Let's go up top to Explore screen again, Control A, and then add a texture button. And then right here in textures, we're going to go to Atlas texture, expand this just a little bit so you guys can see a little better. Right here, I'm going to go to quick load, and let's see, it doesn't pop up right here, or does it? Not immediately, so I'm just going to go find the file, throw it in, edit region, and we're going to take this one right here. This is going to be our attack right here. I'm going to shrink this a little bit. This looks pretty good to me. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it for pressed, paste it for hover, and then make sure these are unique by making unique. I'm going to use press Alt, then left click and drag. Bring this over here. Label gold, I'm going to press Alt, bring it up here just to make sure that we don't lose visibility of this. Let's also duplicate this button, Control D, and then I'm going to use Alt, left click, drag, put them right about there or so. Textures, for this one I'm going to make unique, make unique, make unique, because we duplicated it so they might share the actual texture. And then I'm going to click this to expand it. Hit edit region, and let's go over to this right one. Close. The pressed right here, we're going to go to, oh, looks like I forgot something. For normal, we're going to need to give it a 1 pixel border because there's a 1 pixel border on this right here. So let's give it a 1 pixel border, just like this. Nice. And now for pressed, we're going to open it, go to edit region, and then let's grab this one right here, all of it. And for hover, we're going to do edit region and grab this last one. And make sure that this one also has a 1 pixel border on the sides, just like this. Sweet. Now let's do that for the first button as well. We're gonna have to go back into the normal, hit edit region, and give it a 1 pixel border. Go to pressed. Bring this down. Just like that. And then for the hover, we're gonna go, let's see, bring it all the way down. Make sure we have a 1 pixel border that we're not forgetting. Just like that. And so now let's go and run the scene just to make sure the buttons are working properly. Nice. So when we hover over it, there's a slight little indicator. When we press, there's a little outline. Very nice. Okay, so this panel pops up as well. Everything is looking good so far. Let's now add a couple more buttons right here that will just be blank, but will help us claim some space for our future visualization. So we're gonna go create a couple new texture buttons. We're gonna go to texture, hit this, go to Atlas texture right here, and explore screen UI goes in, edit region. We're gonna grab this guy right here, make sure there's a 1 pixel border this time, close that. And it's okay for these buttons to not be functional, so we're just gonna bring it down and we're not gonna add the other press and hover, just so that we can save a little bit of time. So maybe like move it like right here or so. I'm gonna use Control D to duplicate. I'm gonna press Alt, move it over. And I think that looks pretty good on this side, but let's maybe highlight all of these using Control. I'm gonna use the arrow keys to maybe bring it down just a little bit more to center it. Okay, I like how that looks. So now let's change it so that instead of displaying the gold right here, instead of displaying the HP right here, let's have it so that it updates inside the new panel that we created. The first thing we want to do is we want to use some new text. So that means that we're going to use that second picture, that second PNG file that we added, and we're going to create a font from that. We're going to click this right here, go to import, and we're going to import this as a font data image font. We're going to hit that and then go to character ranges, and I'm going to do from 0 to 9 like this. So this is the character range that we're going to import for our font. It's only got the numbers in it, not even a space. And then for the columns, we've got 10 columns from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 9. So we're going to change this to 10. The rows, the image margin, character margin, that's all good. Scaling mode, we don't want to have any scaling, so we're going to disable it entirely. And then we're going to do re-import. Hit OK right here. And then you're going to notice that the PNG file became a font file. Let's go right here to the HP label. And let's bring it up. And we're going to call this just a number, like 90, right? Let's go to, let's see, we're going to go right here and we're going to do quick load, click this. And that's not going to change it for some reason. I don't know why it's not changing it. So let's go to load and then let's find the font file, fonts, and then Skelly number, hit open. And now it seems like it's loading properly, right? So instead of using quick load, just use load right here. I don't know why it's not working. It's always worked, but I guess this time it doesn't want to, so we're gonna get it in and throw it into here. And same for this gold label, which is right here. We're gonna use Alt, left click over to bring it in, and we're gonna bring it down so that it's on top of the status panel, like right here. Go to the fonts right here. I'm going to hit this, go to load, assets, fonts, this right here. And then I'm going to change this to 90. Okay. And then we're going to shrink this right here, line it up to gold. This one, we're going to line it up to HP. there's still some things we need to do, right? So let's run this just to see what's gonna happen. And you see there's a little issue right here. And that's because we're currently trying to show text, but our font file only has numbers inside it. So let's go and change that. Go to Explore screen, the script, and we're gonna look for where we change the label. So for current HP, update HP label, I'm gonna press Control and then left click this. And it brings me straight to the function. And I can see the label HP text is getting updated with this right here. And we don't need that anymore, so we're just gonna show just the string for the current HP. And for the gold as well, just delete this bit right here, just so that we're showing only the gold. So let's go test this. We're gonna hit run scene, and now we're gonna look at this. HP is 5, gold is 0, that's perfect. Explore, good thing this button is disabled. We can defeat the slime, get some gold, explore again, beat the slime, get some more gold, lose some HP. And I realized that we have this bug where we can actually hit the explore button, so we need to fix that so that it gets properly disabled. Where we go to script, and then let's see, how do we spawn the monster again? On button explorer pressed, right here. So this is where we spawn a new monster. No monsters available, spawn monster is going to be the comments right here. And we're gonna do button explore.disabled equals true. And with that, we should no longer be able to press the button until we defeat the enemy. So let's give it a shot real quick, make sure that it's working. We can't hit explore. We defeat the monster, hit explore is okay. And we can't press it until we defeat the monster. Oh wow. But now the explore button's not working. Interesting. It should be. So we've got the monster slime defeated. This is what's happening. We're creating a new slime, but we have signals that we need to connect. So this is the signal that we originally had, where if the monster slime is defeated, it's going to send a signal saying that, hey, I've been defeated. So now, every time we create a new monster, which is inside here, we need to rerun the signal again, reconnect the signal. So let's see this in a new window just to make sure that our indenting is showing properly. And so basically we're creating a new slime monster right here. It's getting instantiated. But if we don't have the signal right here, it's not going to know that it needs to re-enable the button after the monster has been defeated. So this is how we're going to do it right here. And now if we save this and we run it, we should be good to go. 1, 2, 3. Explore. Invalid access to property or key. Monster defeated. Oh, shoot. Sorry. This is new slime right here. Control C. Right here. New slime is what we're creating. New slime is where we're connecting the signal from. So now we should be good to go. 1, 2, 3. Explore. And now the explore button is disabled. 1, 2, 3. And now it's re-enabled. Just like that. Perfect. Perfect. And this is working well too. It's all being saved. Alright, one final thing. Let's add Skelly to this screen. Control A on Explorer screen. Texture rect. Create. We're going to call this Skelly. And then go to the Explore screen. We're going to go right here, go Atlas Texture, expand that, throw in the Explore Screen UI, edit region, and let's grab the skeleton, Skelly himself. Like this, close that, minimize that, make sure that scale is to keep. And then I'm going to drag him all the way down, and then I'm going to use the middle anchor preset. press escape and then use the arrow keys to line them up after that. Something like this, I think, works for me. And what I'm going to do finally is I'm going to take the overlay and I'm actually bring it all the way down. And so now Skelly is behind the overlay, looking at the monster stage. I think that works okay. The monster slime, I'm just going to move up a little bit. Something like this, I think. So now we've got Skelly and we're versus a slime. Cool. All right, so now let's have it so that when we fight the monster, when we click it, that a damage number pops up so that we get some feedback on what's actually going on. So inside the monster slime, we're gonna expand it. And then let's do something like, let's create a label. Label, create, and then we're gonna call this label damage number. Save that. I'm gonna go use the anchor preset. I'm gonna do this one, center bottom. Yeah, okay, center bottom's fine. And I'm gonna use my arrow keys to bring it all the way up to maybe about here or so. And I'm gonna put a number in here, like 1. I don't like how the alignment is for this, so we're gonna go to horizontal alignment and go to center so that it's directly on top of the slime. And instead of using a number right here, we're just gonna use XX to remind ourselves that this needs to get overridden. So now monster slime, let's see, animation play on button slime pressed. This is what we're looking for. So when we press the slime, the monster is losing 1 HP. That's fine and dandy. Let's create a new function. It's gonna be function animate damage number, returns void, and we're going to pass it slime pressed, monster pressed, animate damage number, and then let's see, so let's do something like this. Let's do var damage, and then we're going to call this 1 for now. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to use the damage for how much we're subtracting the monster's current HP, but also as a variable to put into this function that we have right here. So we're going to throw this function in right here and then put in this damage variable. And it's not going to like it because in our function, it doesn't actually have an argument. So we're going to do damage taken is going to be of type integer. And now we can use this damage taken, and now it's going to be good because we put in the variable damage right here. So that's what we need to use this function. So we're going to update the label first, but we have to connect it. So right here, control click, drag. Then we're going to copy this right here, go all the way down, label damage number.text to modify the property, and then we're going to make it string damage taken like this. Save that. And oh yeah, it's not liking this because we haven't declared the type for this variable. We're going to say it's an integer, and now all the errors and warnings go away. And one thing we have to do at the start is we don't want this label to show this label damage number, so we're going to hide it at the start. So we're going to do label damage number dot hide, which turns the visibility to false for that label. And now when we animate the damage number, we want to actually show the label damage number dot show. And then we're going to comment this. We're going to do update damage label and show. So we're going to duplicate it and then use the duplicated node instead of the original. So label damage number dot duplicate. This is what we're going to do first and foremost, and we're going to create a new variable new label of type label equals this, and it's not liking it because we haven't used this new variable yet. So remember what we're doing right here is we're creating a new variable and then we're assigning it to a type label. And then what this is going to be this label that we have, this already existing label, but it's going to be duplicated. So it's going to have the very same properties that the original has. And what we want to show isn't the original, but this new one right here. So we're going to do new label.show. What is the one last thing we need to do when we create a new instance of something, of a node? We have to assign it to a child. So we're going to assign it to the self right here. So we're just going to do add child, which takes this parent if you don't give it a node in the front. And then we're going to do a new label right here. So now we've initialized the new label, we've shown the new label, and then we've added to this node tree. So with that being done, let's just see what's going to happen when we actually run this scene. We can't run it from here because it's not centered on the screen, so we're going to go to Explore Screen real quick and press it. Okay, so it looks like it's working. We're not 100% sure. What we want to do here is we want to do the next part, and then we can go back and see exactly how it's working. So we're going to create something called a tween. It's going to be of type tween. And tweens are one of the ways we do animations. We're going to do create tween like this. And then we're going to use the tween set property, or rather property, tween property, there we go. And we're going to, here, let's go over it just to see what the arguments are. It's going to be object that you want to tween. It's going to be the property of the object that you want to change from whatever initial value it is to a final value. And it's going to ask you for how long, aka the duration. So the first one, the object we're going to tween is what we created. It's going to be new label. The property that we want to tween is going to be position, global position. And it has to be a string because it's a type node path. And then we're going to do it to new label dot global position, which is its own position, plus vector 2, 0 to probably 20. So there's going to be no horizontal offset, it's just going to go vertically upwards. Upwards is negative maybe, and we want a duration of 1 second. And then after that, we're going to do await tween finished. So we're waiting for this tween signal finished. And after the tween is finished, we're going to do new label dot queue free. So basically we have this original label on the monster slime. It's this one right here. And this is just going to be an anchor for the new labels that we're going to create. Every time we hit this monster, it's going to duplicate this label, pop up whatever the damage number was, tween it from this position upwards, and then once it goes up a certain amount after a certain duration and the tween finishes, it's gonna get deleted by the system, aka queue free. Okay, so let's see if that actually works though. Let's go to the explore screen, run the scene. Nice. So the one thing, when the monster dies, it gets queued for free immediately, which means that we don't see the last number pop up. It's a little bit hard for us to fix this right now because this monster slime gets queued for free, but actually this is part of it. So as soon as the monster gets freed, this damage number automatically gets cleared. But it's nice to see that it works. And it did look a little bit not so smooth. So how about we shorten the amount of time that it takes to half a second. And let's go up 25 pixels like that. And let's try it one more time. Okay, so what are some things that are going on? I don't know if you guys caught it, but the first monster is spawned pretty far in the back, which I do like, but then after that it gets changed back to the original position of the slime. So let's see where exactly the slime is getting placed. Inside Explore screen, monster set position, and we have a variable for this. It's this right here, so we're going to update this with its new position, which is 161 and 43. 43. Save that, run it one more time. Cool. Nice, nice, nice. And thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this video was useful to you guys, informative. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Peace.